A fleet of black SUVs barreled up my gravel driveway like an elite strike team, their tinted windows flashing under the morning sun. My pulse surged. Men in sleek suits spilled out, earpieces humming, black jackets screaming authority. For a split second, I was back in the thick of it. Decades of drug raids, espionage, and high-stakes missions. But no, that life was behind me. This was supposed to be my peaceful retirement. Yet here I stood, squaring off with federal agents, all because of a 60-year-old HOA tyrant named Dolores Tatum. There she was, grinning from her porch like a fox savoring chaos in a henhouse. It all started 2 months ago when I settled into this quiet ranching community, chasing tranquility after a career as a senior FBI agent. I'd hunted cartel kingpins, smashed arms rings, and unraveled fraud schemes across the country. A ranch seemed like the perfect sanctuary. I had no clue Dolores would make those criminals look like amateurs. Short and wiry, with hair yanked back so tight it seemed ready to snap, she ruled the HOA like a dictator. Our first clash came fast. She appeared uninvited as I unpacked, clutching a clipboard in one hand and a tape measure in the other. She lectured me on mailbox height, driveway angles, and flagpole regulations. I brushed it off as eccentric neighbor nonsense. Big mistake. Soon, I saw Dolores wielded the HOA handbook like a personal decree, twisting it to suit her whims. She fined me for a trash can left out 5 minutes late, branded my grill an illegal structure, and griped that my sage green mailbox clashed with her approved palette. At first, I ignored her. I'd faced worse egos in the FBI, but she was relentless. One night, I hosted old FBI buddies for a barbecue. Beers, steaks, war stories. Dolores stormed to my fence, snarling about my guests' cars blocking emergency access, though my driveway could have held 2 ambulances. "You'll regret this," she hissed, stalking off. I thought it was just another rant. 2 days later, the violations hit. Red slips for illegal structures, $50 for a high fence, $75 for my house number on a plank. One dawn, I caught her sneaking onto my land, slapping tags on my gate like a rogue enforcer. I marched to her door, pounding until her wreath rattled. She answered, smug as ever. "Problem, Jack?" "Yeah, Dolores," I snapped. "If you minded your own business half as much as you fake fine me, we'd both be happier." "Oh, honey," she chuckled, "I'm enforcing rules. I know the law better than you. I'm a warranted agent. This is harassment." "We'll see," she shot back. "I've got county connections. Don't test me." I scoffed. Cartel lords hadn't scared me. What could she do? A week later, at 7 a.m., those SUVs proved me wrong. Agents swarmed out, one barking, "Jack Grayson?" "That's me," I said warily. "FBI. Reports of suspicious activity here." He scanned my ranch like I was running a meth lab. I stifled a laugh. "You're kidding." Dolores beamed across the street, phone in hand, her grin screaming victory. "I'm an FBI agent," I said, flashing my badge. The lead agent blinked, glanced at Dolores, then back. "She tipped us, said you're stashing weapons, maybe trafficking." I roared with laughter. "Dolores, you called the FBI on me? For what, my push-ups?" "You're not above the rules," she shrieked. "I've seen your drills." "My workouts," I grinned. The agents apologized. Dolores vowed, "This isn't over." I knew then she wasn't just nosy, she was unhinged. I'd fought criminals, but she was a different beast. This war was on. Post-FBI fiasco, I expected her to back off. Calling feds over yard exercises isn't a win. But Dolores doubled down. A flood of violation slips hit. Grass too tall, uneven fence slats, wrong garage door color. One claimed my labs, Max and Duke, were unlicensed livestock. Dangerous. It'd be funny if it wasn't personal. I confronted her again, waving the papers. "This is absurd. Fining me for dogs?" "Section 12B, she chirped. "Pets need HOA registration. Yours don't. No guard dogs allowed." "They're labs. One's scared of flies. Register them," she smirked, "and mow that jungle." She wasn't playing. She was waging war. I started documenting. FBI instincts kicked in. Evidence trumps manipulators. I recorded her, snapped photos of her tagging my fence, set up a camera. Within 48 hours, it caught her at night with red tape and a clipboard. She wasn't alone. Rumours pointed to Victor Hensley, a slick HOA board member known for bending rules. Digging revealed he inflated fees and threatened foreclosures with fake violations. Dolores was his enforcer. I warned the board, but Victor's influence held. At the next meeting, they pushed safety ordinances, calling my ranch a hazard for attracting boars from nearby woods, lured, they said, by trash locked in my garage. They were cunning, not just petty. I went proactive, tapping FBI contacts in financial crimes. They found Victor skimming HOA funds, thousands for upgrades that never happened. Dolores pocketed consulting cash. Fraud, not just graft. Before I could act, she struck again, filing a county complaint claiming my ranch violated zoning laws. A county pal of hers showed up, sour-faced, calling my firewood an insect haven and threatening condemnation in 30 days. Victor pulled strings. They wanted me out, broke, or bullied. But they underestimated me. I gathered footage of Dolores trespassing, her fake violations, and the fraud proof, then took it to a trusted federal prosecutor. An investigation launched. But Dolores sprayed illegal operation on my barn one night, caught on camera. "You're done," I said as she fumbled. "Can't prove it," she stammered, dropping the can. My phone showed the clip. "You just did." The fallout was swift. Victor's embezzlement unraveled, dragging Dolores down. Kickbacks from fake projects landed her in cuffs. Her HOA reign collapsed as she was hauled off, yelling about misunderstandings. I grinned. Days later, her letter arrived. Not threats, but a confession. She'd flunked the FBI exam decades ago, envied my career, and controlled the HOA to cope. I filed it away. Peace returned. Weeks later, sirens shattered the calm. Sheriff's cars, a SWAT van, cruisers swarming my ranch. Dolores, in a sun hat, smirked across the street as officers encircled me. "Jack Grayson," one barked. "We suspect illegal activity. Full search." I laughed. "This is Dolores, right?" "Anonymous tip. Firearms, explosives, drugs," he said stiffly. I glared at her glee. They tore through my barn, shed, even firewood. "Nothing," an officer muttered. Dolores babbled about strange men and boxes to unimpressed cops who left apologizing. She retreated, fuming. Next day, a violation tagged my barn as a hazard. County sealed it, citing her fake soil contamination claims, pushing for condemnation. Furious, I took my evidence, videos, documents, fraud proof, to a county hearing. Dolores strutted in, confident with her lies. My footage of her vandalism, spray paint, trash, fake spills, silenced the room. Her smugness vanished. The board voided her claims, warned her off, and she slunk out. "This isn't over," she hissed in the lot. "It is," I said. "Next time, it's the FBI." Peace settled. The HOA dissolved amid the scandal. Violations ceased. My labs lounged free. A letter came. Dolores bared her soul. Widowed, lost, clinging to power after failing the FBI. I felt a flicker of pity, but moved on. Months later, she appeared as I fixed my roof. "Still climbing like you're 20?" she said, no venom. She handed me a legal envelope, facing charges for Victor's fraud, needing help. "I didn't know how deep he was," she pleaded. I dug up proof he'd coerced her, reducing her sentence to probation, service, counseling. She left cookies and shaky thanks. Dolores faded, quieter, waving faintly as she passed with her dog. A final note, "I'm sorry, Jack," closed it. My ranch was mine, the chaos gone. She taught me patience, resilience, even forgiveness. I sipped a beer on my porch, dogs at my feet, smiling at the quiet victory.